Okay, thank you, Mr. Chair, ladies and gentlemen. Arctic is hot now, right now, and I was thinking that what kind of message I like to send to you. My background is not based on ICT. My point of view is more user point of view. So I'm a user, but I try to explain you what is going on in the Arctic. What are those megatrends? How we can put together those trends with ICT and what we are talking about. As I said, I will show some megatrends. My background is that I'm actually professor at University of Oulu, Thule Institute, and at the same time I'm leading the University Arctic Research Office. And we have discussed quite many times about focus areas in Arctic areas, and almost always we are discussing how ICT is helping us, or vice versa. Megatrends. I will show 8 megatrends, and my feeling is that every megatrends is connected to ICT. So megatrends and research problems, I will show them, and I hope that you can somehow help and think about ICT putting together with these problems. First, throughout the circumpolar area, there is increased urbanization, a global trend also including the Arctic. Throughout all 8 Arctic countries, people are moving, they are migrating from rural areas to the cities or towns. We have 2 problems in rural area and in towns. It's a very great phenomenon. You can see the Russian areas. The same phenomenon is in Alaska, in Canada, and in Nordic countries. For some reason, this is going on. Second one, we have demographic challenges. In the Arctic area, northern area, old stay while the young leave. Demographic challenges. You can think about this, for example, health and well-being, how we are solving that in rural areas. Same problem, and they are thinking about the same problems in Canada, in Alaska, in Russian, and in Nordic countries too, as you know very well. Third one, there is a continued dependency on transfers and exploitation of natural resources. Of course, you are thinking about natural resources all the time, but anyway, this problem is that resources will continue to dominate the Arctic economies. Natural resources, so that's not only the only reason why we are so interested in Arctic area. Fourth one, continued pollution and ongoing climate change will have a significant impact on the nature and environment in the Arctic area. This is a real problem. As you know, when President Obama discussed about these problems in Alaska Anchorage. But also pollution is a big problem, not only radiation, but also the other pollution area. We need, for example, environmental monitoring system. We need, as yesterday someone said, more work with these monitoring programs, and this is the challenge. Fifth one, the Arctic needs to generate more human capital by investing more into the people. We have lack of human capital in Arctic circumpolar area. And now I'm thinking about the e-learning, which are coming. Sixth one, changes in the nature of interaction between the public and private spheres will impact the development. That's our all problems, and that's more or less politics, but also we have to keep in mind indigenous people and local people. 7, renewable energy will contribute to a greening of economy. Economy is greening. And you know very well this problem. Number 8, increased accessibility provide opportunities as well as new risks. Everyone is talking about Northeast Passage nowadays, shipping from Far East to Europe. You will see those maps that they are going how much shorter is the way to go on. But that's also the positive things, but on the other hand we have to keep in mind that we have big problems and risks. As I was 2 weeks in Anchorage, not Anchorage, but Arkhangelsk, and we discussed about the risk of sailing throughout the Northeast Passage. And finally, The Arctic as a new player in the global game. It's hotspot for political discussions. We know how active, for example, Arctic Council is. They are discussing about those things, and everyone is talking about the Arctic. And there's many reasons why, for example, China and Japan, India like to be at least an observer member in Arctic Council. Those 9 megatrends are going on. Of course, there is some other too, but at least you can find your problems and your ideas under these 9 points. And now it's your duty, our duty, to put together those problems and ICT issue. Then, SmartTIC. We had, together with Oulu University of Applied Sciences, VTT, and Oulu University, a project, thanks to Teke's strategic research opening. We went through together with, let's say, 80 scientists and thinking about putting together ICT and Arctic. We built up a roadmap to a smart Arctic specialization. And we find there some aim, for example, environmental informatics, smart logistics, infra living environment, natural resources management, economics, and people in the north. Those 4 focus areas we found. And then we built up a roadmap to Arctic specialization, make many kinds of screenings and ideas how to go on. And then, of course, we discussed about the business possibilities and potential. I'm not going into details, but our final report, where we are thinking about SmartTIC, you can find on that web address, and if you are not able to see it very well, you can ask me or the organizer to address. There is many things about how to put together ICT and Arctic phenomenon. Then, one message I like to send to you is dialogue. Dialogue between researcher, scientists, business people, and other politicians, and so on. In the world, there is 4-5 big meetings every year. For example, the next meeting will be in Iceland, in Arctic Circle. President of Iceland he is, how to say, the host for that Arctic Circle. 2,000 people are taking part of that meeting, and they are discussing. Other one, you know very well, probably the Tromsø meeting, Arctic Frontiers, and in Russian, this Arctic Dialogue, International Arctic Forum. And then we have Arctic Science Summit Week. It's not so very fruitful that scientists discussed with each other. I really hope that you are picking up some of those meetings, and you are warmly welcome, as well as we organize Fulbright Arctic meeting symposium together with many scientists and stakeholders and investors in Oulu next February. Okay, how to from disruption to sustainability in the Arctic? My answer is SmartTIC. Thank you very much.